This is Jim Lange. This is the third of a series of videos regarding the Secure Act and the death of the Stretch IRA. So one of the defenses to the Secure Act is getting the best and most appropriate estate plan for you and your family. And I'm going to tell you what I think is the most appropriate estate plan for what I call Leave It to Beaver families. Original husband, original wife, same kids. Not kids from his first marriage or her love child from the 60s or whatever some people do have. But let's say the traditional, if you will, Ozzie and Harriet traditional family. And let's say for discussion's sake that there's a variety of different types of assets. There might be a house, there might be some after-tax dollars, there might be some IRAs, there might be some 401ks, there might be some Roth IRAs, there might be some annuities, there might be some insurance. And it's very, very difficult to predict circumstances so that you can now, with the limited knowledge that you have of what the future is going to be like, pick the best choice for your family. So just as an example, we used a concept called disclaimer, where the surviving spouse can say, no, I don't want it, or I don't want part of a bequest of an IRA, Roth IRA, or whatever it is. Well, anyway, up until December 31, 2019, when it made a lot more sense for the children to receive IRAs and retirement plans from an inherited IRA rather than the surviving spouse, because the child was so young, had a smaller minimum required distribution of the inherited IRA and could stretch it so it was worth a lot more. We had many, literally multi-million-dollar IRA disclaimers, saving the family often $1 million or more. Well, that's not the case now. So if we had to advise somebody of what the best strategy is, we would probably do something much radically different if the death occurred under the old law or under the new law. But that doesn't mean that there isn't great opportunities for disclaimers. Maybe it makes more sense to disclaim some after-tax dollars. Maybe it makes more sense to disclaim some highly appreciated dollars if you have taken the appropriate steps to get the full step up in basis. So the problem is we just don't know what's going to happen with the market. We don't know what's going to happen with the tax rates. We don't know what financial position your surviving spouse is going to be in, or at the second death, we don't know the situation for your children and your grandchildren. But here's what we do know. In that traditional family unit, more or less, and you might have minor disagreements, but you more or less agree on your beneficiaries. So I have this all charted out and it's the chapter on the Cascading Beneficiary Plan, and there's a nice flow chart for it. But it's really a great flexible solution. And what it allows is it allows the surviving spouse or the surviving child or children to make much better choices after they have more information. So we've been doing these types of documents since the 90s, and we actually have a couple thousand of them out there. But as you can imagine, since we've been doing them so long, we've had quite a few number of deaths with them, and it has worked out very well for the family because the family could make more intelligent and better decisions than they could have if we had done the traditional fixed-in-stone type estate planning documents that so many attorneys draft. So again, one of the great defenses to the Secure Act is this very flexible estate plan, and you can find it under Cascading Beneficiary Plan. If you Google it, there'll be thousands of entries. The first couple hundred are mainly going to point back to me. I prefer to call it Lange's Cascading Beneficiary Plan, but it is described in detail in our new book, Beating the New Death Tax, which is available on Amazon. If you have not purchased it, I would highly recommend it. It's cost you 99 cents, $25 for the hard copy. And more importantly, to actually take a look at the table of contents, take a look at the overview, read the relevant chapters, and more importantly, actually take action. whether it's on your own, whether it is with another advisor, perhaps your existing advisor, or whether it might make sense for us to work together. And we do have information in the book about whether you might be a good fit to work with our company. But it starts with becoming educated, and I promise you it will be well worth your time, if not to read the book cover to cover, at least to read chapters and then take action. Thank you.